What's up guys, Chris here from Vo-Gus Prospecting. If you're new to the channel, a big warm welcome. It's great to see your smiling face. And if you're an old baldy hat like this one, welcome back baby. Today I'm out with my high banker in a spot that I have a hunch has some really decent gold. Well, I'm going to show you a test pan first and then we're going to get to moving some pay dirt. So sit back, strap your jocks on, and I hope you enjoy. There's these godforsaken things called leeches in this water, and I've already had two on my leg. So if you see me freak out, that's why. Now I'm out here super early to try and beat the heat. It's meant to hit 42 degrees today, so there's not very great light for filming right now. My camera is struggling. I'm going to try and show you these specks. Lots of them are very small. Now you can clearly see a couple of specks there. Those few there are quite nice size, but there's a heap of fine micro in and amongst it that I can't quite make out on camera. In total, there's probably about 30 to 40 specks there, which is really quite high bankable. So what we're going to do is start loosening up some of the ground because it's clay. It's extremely hard because of the sun. It's being cooked like terracotta at the moment. So we'll break it up and then we'll start running it through the high banker until it gets too hot, and then we're going to go home. Uh-oh. I don't have any tape. Hopefully that lasts. I just ran 10 shovels through that high banker and most of that was sand sitting on top of clay. If there's any gold in that sand, it's likely sitting directly on top of that clay, so I scraped the top inch or so off. I just wanted to do a quick clean out of the miner's moss to see if there was any gold in the mat. This is a really good indication if I should be digging deeper, and we've got a result. This is what we got for those 10 shovels. Now it is very, very fine gold, but we've got a couple of bigger pieces, and when we're dealing with gold that small, we know that most of it's actually going to be caught in the dream mat and not at the miner's moss at the top. So good indication that we should keep going, keep shoveling. I just found the perfect example of what I was talking about before. We've got a clay ball that has rock on one side and perfectly smooth nothing on the other. All your gold is going to be on this side and sitting in between, so maybe an inch worth of that clay will have decent gold in it. If you hit a spot that has tons and tons of clay but no rock in it, dig through it to see if there's a pay layer underneath it, but otherwise you can pretty much discard it most of the time simply because the gold gets stuck on top and not in it. As you can see, I've done a little bit of work. Now, most of the gold in all my test pans is sitting on top of that clay layer as I showed you before. So I was sort of moving my way along. Every time I've taken a test pan from deep down in this clay, there's still gold, there's still ample specks, but they're very small. All the larger pieces are up in this sort of sandy material here. And we've had some success. Look at this, we've got a few pieces of gold sitting in the mat. Look at that corner. I don't know how much of that fine gold you're going to be able to see, but there is tons of it. And I see pieces all across the top there and a couple down in these cells here. Any of those super fine bits will probably be getting caught right down the end, but you'll never see them because they'll bury themselves down into these cells. And it should be helped by the gold hog matting down the bottom here. Alrighty, well, I've pushed through perhaps maybe 50 shovels or so through the high banker, and I decided to clean out the miner's moss to see what we got. Now, it's a better result than the first one we got. We even got a nice piece, which is awesome. I love seeing bigger bits than just the mustard. Mustard's awesome when it's in huge quantities, but they make your heart go just a little bit faster. And it, once again, with that fine particle size and what I've seen in the mat, I reckon the vast majority of our gold is currently sitting in that mat over there. Or at the very least, I hope it is. But at any rate, with all the bushfires and hot weather that's going on at the moment, I'm just happy to be out here because it's been ages since I've done this. For those of you who want to know, I'm using a Gold Wrap Mini 6 sluice. It's not a full-size high banker, therefore it lacks a little bit in processing power, but it makes up for it in portability. I'm also using the Gold Wrap extension, which is a multi-sluice to catch that super fine gold, a 2,000 gallon an hour bilge pump that draws about 10 amp hours and an 18 amp hour battery, which means we get about 2 to 2.5 hours worth of runtime. And before anyone asks, yes, solar panels. I've tried them, I've used them, and I'm saving up for a 150 watt one, which will make that battery last all day. I'm going to get a full cleanup done of this sluice before taking all the concentrates home, cleaning them out carefully, and then weighing up the gold for you. Well, there's our concentrates for that session. Now there's a lot of very dense heavy black sand there. I saw a little bit of fine gold coming out in each corner, and that's a good indication to stop and take it home to clean it up. Time for the one-hand pan. This never goes good when you do the one-hand pan. I'm just spreading it everywhere. Okay, that ain't gonna work. Now this is why it's so important to take concentrates home and clean them up there, because that gold is so fine. I washed so much of it down into this, so we'll have to go through it again. But that's not a bad result for a very short run. We've even got a couple of nicer bits in there, and shotgun pellets, which is, as I said before, if you find shotgun pellets, you're definitely near the gold. We're home, we've got the gold dry, and now scales. This is the gold all cleaned up for you. And as you can see, it is absolute powder. I mean, it's all clumped together at the moment, so if we get the guitar pick out of the way, And I spread it out a bit so you can kind of see the individual particles. Look at how small some of those are. I mean, we got a couple of those nicer bits of gold in there, but for the most part, like, just look at the dots at the top. Scales are all teared off and we're about to find out how much we got. I hope it's around the 1/4 gram. I'd be happy with that because I was there for about an hour and a half first thing in the morning. There's a little bit left in the paper. Not much, it's alright. 0.18. So let's break down the numbers because I think this is a really important thing to do so you guys understand what it would be like to mine this sort of thing on a large scale. As a micro miner, I'm limited not only by my equipment but by my physical ability. I can only move so much dirt before I get tired in 40-degree heat at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I did about 50 to 60 shovels worth of soil. It took me that long to do it, an hour and a half. Just because of simply how hard the ground was to break up and process. I 100% had losses. I estimate my losses at about 25%. Discounting the losses and discounting how hard the ground is, if I was to process 1 cubic meter worth of that soil and the gold remained consistent throughout it, that is roughly 2 grams a meter. That's a lot of gold for 1 cubic meter of soil. But again, it's very hard digging. As it stands, in my hour and a half processing in the morning, I managed to rack up about $14.50 or $15 worth of alluvial gold. By far not my greatest haul, but still a thoroughly enjoyable morning considering at the time I hadn't been out in weeks because of the bushfires. Now, speaking of the bushfires, a lot of people have been asking me how they've gone, and a few weeks ago I'm very happy to announce that New South Wales declared completely bushfire free. Not a single out of control, no fires are light. So the main danger has passed. Now it's all about recovering the towns and the ecosystems in those areas. So thank you so much for your concern. It really, really makes me feel so much better knowing there are people all around the world that had us in their thoughts and prayers. Now I have an upcoming video where Mick and I run 2 cubic meters of nothing but sand from the same area and we get an absolutely astounding result of even finer gold than what we got today. And we also cleaned up a lot more weight-wise, so I can't wait to share that with you. And if you don't want to miss out on that, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Subscribing is completely free and it gives you access to over 350 gold prospecting videos on my channel. And if you can't get enough of Vo-Gus prospecting on YouTube, all of my social media including Facebook, Instagram and my website have a heap more stuff for you to go through. All the links for this and more are in the description below, so make sure you jump down there and have a look because there's stuff there that might just answer some of the questions you already have. So I wanted to say thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you did enjoy it and it's inspired you to get out there and have your own gold prospecting adventures. And until our next film, remember to hit that like, share and subscribe button. Even a dislike will go a long way to helping this channel grow bigger and better for you guys. Remember, give your dog, cat, guinea pig, kids or fish a scratch behind the ear for me. Peace! And I'm out. That was almost very, very bad. In fact, it might have been. No, it looks alright. Thought I spilled a heap of it on the carpet. I might have. It's alright. Got a vacuum cleaner.